So we ain't done this style of a video in a while where I kind of just sit here and talk about the heroes, but we're gonna do something a little bit different. Since I am a Wulin fanboy, yes, we do exist. There's only like 3 of us, but I don't give a fuck. We're gonna rank the I want to rank the Wulin in their own tier list, like who I think is the best Wulin and who is the worst. But in the grand scheme of things, of the whole cast, the the Wulin are pretty bad in a sense. But you mainly pick the Wulin for style, but we're gonna just put their own little tier list. So there's gonna be the S tier in the Wulin, then the A, B, C, D, and we'll just go from there. It's gonna be a quick one. There's a little quick overview. I'm kind of just doing this for fun, but if you really want to see me go in depth, just let me know. But in this one, I'm gonna be taking a look at their feats, their perks, and their kit in general and what they have to offer. And we're just gonna go from left to right, or we'll go up, down, and then up. So, who is the best Wulin? Who is the S tier Wulin? If we're looking at them in their own separate faction, that is gonna be Tiandi. And the reason why is because of rapid refresh. His feats are really good, and he can stall better than JJ and do a bit more fancier stuff and survive longer than JJ because of life leech, and he has a crushing counter. He has delayed heavies, and his lights are fast, sadly. But the big nerf to him was you don't get a palm strike after a crushing counter anymore. So Tiandi is the S tier Wulin in a sense, just because of his kit, his feats, and his perks. JJ is going to be the A tier Wulin, obviously, because it's JJ. He has the standard heavy perks. He has Rising Dawn, Bulk Up, Vengeful Barrier, Last Stand, Bastion. Those let him do amazing in ganks, but in a 1v1 he lacks very much because everything about him is super telegraphed. And he goes out of stam really quickly. And he has somewhat low damage, which I'll get into in a more in-depth video if y'all want me to, but he is the one you pick if your main purpose is to stall and just be kind of, I guess, selfish in a sense, because his original feats got nerfed. Mainly Soothing Mist, that's what you brought JJ for, Soothing Mist and his high damage, but since his high damage is gone, he still has his stalling and unlocking potential, and that's what puts him at A. Now, the middle of the pack, in a sense, is going to be tied between Shaolin and Nuxia here. It just comes down to who you prefer. Me, personally, I would put Shaolin at B, just because he has a very fast top light. He has his kick mix-up that he can go into. He has a guaranteed deflect. He has more damage. He does more damage than the fucking Guando for some reason. And he's good for knowledge, in a sense, and carrying the banner and breach and all that, because that's what the Wulin were designed for. Originally, is for breach, in my opinion. So, Shaolin, he's in the middle of the pack. Now, D tier, here's the thing. Both of these could be put in D tier, but these two characters, Nuxia and Shaolin, are just so bad. It's kind of hard to make that decision. But Nuxia does have her traps and cow traps for Ram, but she can get she has her infection and cow traps. That is what she is for. That is what you bring her for. You bring her for her feats. And she has good recoveries, but you can get hit out of her traps. And that's why she is at like C, or no, S for Tiandi, A for JJ, B for Shaolin, and then Nuxia is at C, because if you don't know how to fight a Nuxia, she can absolutely melt you. But if you know how to, she's She's a cakewalk, and her feet are really, really good for breach, bounty hunter, caltraps for the ram and infection. And then her perks are pretty good. You know, you got the standard assassin perks. Now, the worst Wulin here is Zanhu. Now, hear me out on this. Zanhu can unlock. He's like, okay, that must make him good. But the problem is, with Sunda, his recoveries are horrible. Absolutely god-awful horrible. He's the worst Wulin. You really only bring Sunda just for his fire feat. That is what you bring him for. Because all his recoveries are so horrible. And he has an unblockable light, which it's hard to parry in the CCU, but like me, I'm used to parrying Zanhu lights. It's simple. He has no hyper armor. He has low damage in his lights, and all he can do is unlock, and you bring him for his feats. And his zone is really, really telegraphed, and he has asthma as well. It's just his recoveries that make him bad. Like, he is a throw pick. He's a throw pick in a sense, and you can argue that with Nuxia. Like, him and Nuxia, they're both throw picks in a sense, but in terms of their own tier, Nuxia is above Zanhu just because Nuxia's recoveries are better than Zanhu, and Zanhu has old Goki levels of recovery and Kinsei like before Kinsei's rework of recovery levels. Like, he is just that bad in his recoveries. His guard can be up top after a dodge. You can still throw your heavy up top and it'll go through, just because his stance hasn't fully technically recovered. But yeah, this is a little fun one. I just want to see what y'all think about it. And it's just a really, really quick overview, just for funsies. Now, like I said, if y'all really, really want me to go in depth, like stats, all the strats you can do, let me know, because my main goal is to get all these Chinese boys and girls to 70. And as you can see, we're almost there with JJ and Tiandi, but let me know if you want me to go more in depth with this, and if you like this little style of video again, where I just go through each faction and give like each faction their own tier list, like who is the best in the Knights, who is the best in the Vikings, who is the best in the Samurai, etc. But yeah, just let me know, and just let me know in the comments what y'all want with this. I hope y'all all enjoyed it and appreciate it. It's mainly just for fun right now, just to see where this goes, and yeah, it's just for fun really. But just let me know how y'all like this, and I'll see y'all in the next one.